We are going to look at 6.5a multiple angle formulas. So let's look at our formula chart. Here's our formula chart. This is called the double angle formula that we are going to use today. So just keep an eye out on that. So let's start out with just a regular triangle, which this triangle just has theta up top instead of where we normally see it, which is down below, but we can still do the same thing here. So if we use Pythagorean theorem, we can find if we have 5, 12, then the hypotenuse is 13. That's one of those Pythagorean triples. So if we have theta there, sine is 12 over 13. Cosine is 5 over 13. And tan is 12 over 5. Okay, so this is where we are going to apply that formula, the double angle formula, because this says cosine 2 theta. This does not mean 2 times cosine theta. Okay, that is not how we're going to do it. We've got to look at that formula chart. So if you look at your formula chart, we have actually 3 different ways to use the formula. Cosine squared u minus sine squared u, 2 cosine squared u minus 1, 1 minus 2 sine squared u. I'm going to primarily focus on the first one, cosine squared u minus sine squared u. So this equals, since we're talking about cosine 2 theta, this is going to be cosine theta, cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta, which could be written as cosine theta squared minus sine theta squared. All right, so we've already found cosine theta, that's 5 over 13, so we're going to square it, minus sine theta squared, well, we already have sine theta as well. Okay, so let's do the work. 5 squared is 25. 13 squared, oh, they're both going to have 13 squared on the denominator, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Minus 12 squared, so minus the 144. I subtract them, I get negative 119 over 169. So that is the value, the exact value. All right, tan 2 theta. So our formula looks a little different. It's a fraction. 2 tan u over 1 minus 2 squared u. I mean tan squared u. So 2 tan theta over 1 minus tan squared theta. Okay, so 2 tan theta, so we found that just a minute ago. 12 over 5. I don't like that 5. Let's fix it. Over 1 minus tan theta squared. Okay, so that'd be 2 over 1, so that's 24 over 5 over 1 minus 144 over 25. Got to find a common denominator, so that'd be 25 and 25. 24 over 5 over, well, haven't we already seen this? 25 minus 144 is 119 over 25. Okay, when we divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, I can simplify the diagonals. So that's 25 times 5, 24 times 5, which is 120. And then 1 times negative 119, that's 119, but go ahead and stick a negative out front. All right, so let's go to the next one, cotan 2 theta. So remember that cotan is 1 over tan, so that's what we're going to do. So we need to find tan 2 theta, which we've already done that, right? We found it here. So I'm going to do 1 over negative 119 over 169, which when you have 1 over something, we're just going to do the reciprocal, and we'd multiply by 1. So it'd be negative 169 times 119. No, that'd be 120, sorry. Let's try that again. That would be 120 over 119. Let me fix that. I went with the wrong one. So it is negative 120 over 119. So it'd be negative 119 over 120. There we go. Don't get in a hurry. All right, secant 2 theta, which means 1 over cosine 2 theta, which is, we can just flip it. That's what that means because it's 1 over something. So it's going to be negative 169 over 119. Okay. Cosecant 1 over sine 2 theta. And we did not do that one, so we're going to have to do that. So look at your formula. It is the sine one. So 2 sine theta cosine theta. 1 over 2 sine theta cosine theta. So 1 over 2. Sine theta is the 12 over 13. Cosine theta is 5 over 13. Multiply straight across. And then to write the final product, 169 over 120. All right, let's look at our next problem. Find the exact values of sine 2u, cosine 2u, tan 2u using the double angle formulas. Sine u equals negative 3/5, where 3 pi over 2 is less than theta is less than 2 pi. So let's think of our unit circle. 2 pi is here, and 3 pi over 2 is here. So that means we're in quadrant 4. So sine is y over r, or hypotenuse. So I'm going to draw my right triangle, and the y value is negative 3. The hypotenuse is 5. Do Pythagorean theorem, which this is a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. Okay, so what might help us is going ahead and doing what is sine theta? Negative 3 over 5. What is cosine theta? 4 over 5. What is tan theta? Negative 3 over 4. So now that we have the basic ones, we can do the 2 theta. Okay, so we'll start out with sine 2 theta. It says u, so we're going to use u. So looking at our formula, it is 2 sine u cosine u. So 2 sine u cosine u. 2 sine u negative 3/5 times cosine u, 4 over 5. Multiply straight across. 2 times negative 3 times 4 is negative 24. 1 times 5 times 5, 25. That's the exact. All right, cosine 2u. Cosine squared u minus sine squared u. So that would be 4/5 squared minus negative 3/5 squared. 16 over 25 minus, that'd be 9. And they both have the denominator of 25. So that'd be 7 over 25. Okay, tan 2u. Done by doing 2 tan u over 1 minus tan squared u. So 2 times negative 3/4. 1 minus negative 3/4 squared. so now we've got to do the work. 2 over 1, so negative, well, that could simplify, couldn't it? Let's just go ahead and do negative 6 over 4. And then this would be 1 minus 9 over 16. Find the common denominator of 16. So that'd be 7 over 16. So we multiply by the reciprocal, simplify diagonally, negative 24 over 7.